should there be a co-rookie of the year? Because Angel Reese is, of course, doing historical things with her double-doubles as a rookie, and Caitlin Clark already has set a million records and looks completely unstoppable, especially when it comes to dishing. And it feels like we are both on the same page here.
Not a shot. No, they're not equal.
Angel and the Chicago Sky are getting ready to stir things up with Caitlin Clark as their next game approaches. On the flip side, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are currently on a winning streak.
Well, this is expected of Caitlin Clark. She's supposed to be great. She's not the Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese is, because that's a surprise, which to me is wrong, because Angel Reese was the best player on the team that won a national championship in college. It's not like she came out of nowhere. And she's been a really consistent player. Caitlin Clark has a bullseye on her back every single game. You must stop her. I don't think you look at Chicago and go, boy, if we stop Angel Reese, we're going to win. And that's why this is a silly argument. Caitlin Clark is the Rookie of the Year.
Just 6 days later, they'll be heading to Chicago for a showdown against Angel Reese and the Sky. The Sky are making headlines with their exciting plans to revamp their basketball court and host a themed game for this matchup. It's impressive because they have a packed schedule leading up to Caitlin's arrival, and their goal isn't just to sell more tickets, they're aiming to completely enhance the game experience.
The WNBA in its entirety is really cooking right now. And it continues to grow, and there is a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball.
This is definitely something to look forward to. The word on the street is that Chicago is set to kick off its first ever Barbie game night on August 30th, 2024, in honor of women in sports.
Okay. It's not rookies of the year. It is the rookie who has had the biggest impact on their team, and it's unequivocally, and the odds are saying that it's even distancing itself even further, that it's Caitlin Clark. She is leading in all of the statistical categories as a rookie, minus rebounds. Obviously, Angel Reese is averaging a double-double, but the impact on the team, we are talking again at nauseum about Caitlin Clark leading as a rookie the Fever to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. They are ahead of the Chicago Sky. So I think, to me, if this is even breaching a conversation of splitting this, it might as well be, hey, you're a rookie, here's an award. You're also a rookie, here's just an award for being a rookie.
You make a fair point. It does seem a bit suspicious that the Chicago Sky are suddenly emphasizing women in sports for this specific game against the Indiana Fever.
Caitlin Clark is taking over this league. And every passing game that she does something awesome, it makes the decision to leave her off the Olympic team that much stupider.
I've got to, I was over the weekend seeing the return of the W, seeing how great she is still.
She's already set the rookie assist record.
She's better. Like the month off that the Team USA gave her, when she was, and by the way, I was thinking that as they were in danger in the gold medal game, like, how would they have handled that?
It's almost as if they're trying to use this angle to distract from the real issue, their own team struggles. Let's be honest, the Sky's decision to host this event on the same night as Caitlin Clark's debut is quite telling.
WNBA, I'm talking players, coaches, and refs. They're all a bunch of Caitlin Clark haters. They're all a bunch of jealous haters.
Yep.
They are just working themselves up about Caitlin Clark just to hate on her. Skylar Diggins is bumping her. Their girls are complaining on the bench. Referees are getting into it now. They're all a bunch of haters.
If they truly cared about supporting women across all sports, they could have chosen any other game, but the timing of this event is just too convenient. It's almost as if they're trying to steal some of the spotlight from the Fever and their rising star. You're absolutely right that the Sky's real motivation here is to boost their ticket sales and viewership. Angel Reese's popularity has been a letdown for them as the excitement around her has faded a bit. The Sky are simply not winning enough games to keep their fans engaged. On the other hand, the Fever are thriving because they have a great player in Caitlin Clark, and they're actually winning games.
What was ever going on in the league, I think it was just a new environment for her, and now she's figured it out, and that's what Caitlin.
No, it's not about Caitlin.
But I feel like she's playing, but I don't think the way people are playing her has changed. I think she has gotten better. as the season went on.
Well, she was supposed to get better.
No, I'm just talking about like even though like that
Because
hit.
you haven't even heard anybody talking about the over physicality and stuff anymore because she's giving that shit back now. She's figured it out.
Yeah, but like even like this, she gets hit and she walks. She don't make it a big deal because she's used to it now. But they're still gonna point it
and
out.
that's just
This is keeping their ticket sales and viewership strong. Meanwhile, the Sky are struggling to fill their arenas and their viewership numbers are dwindling.
Ask me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record? Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be. Let's also talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them. But you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Like, you should be killing them.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing it a lot longer than they have. Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
That hype train has definitely come to a halt. It's interesting that the Sky have put out an article explaining this event. Perhaps they're trying to get ahead of the criticism and make it seem like they're genuinely supporting women in sports. But as you pointed out, the timing of this event is just too suspicious to ignore.
I'm gonna say this, and then I wanna be done with this whole conversation. So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, first of all, black people can't be racist.
Respectfully, Cheryl Swoops, you have any idea how that makes you look? You have any idea how that serves to stain any kind of critique of Caitlin Clark? Because that gives fodder to those who believe she's being hated on and ostracized to some degree.
The Chicago Sky are thrilled to welcome Barbie to their arena, joining forces to champion women in sports and motivate young girls to pursue their athletic aspirations.
Do you realize that, Cheryl Swoops, you're insane to do that? Let me tell you why you're insane to do that. Because Cheryl Swoops, you're one of the greatest players ever in the history of basketball. That's why. See, you won a championship in college at Texas Tech. You won 3 Olympic gold medals. You won 4 WNBA championships. You know basketball. You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlin Clark's name out of that soliloquy that you dropped about the Indiana Fever. Stop it.
Barbie, a brand focused on empowering girls to reach for the stars, is all about trading in her heels for sneakers and taking to the court, field, or track, showcasing different roles in sports. But let's be honest, this is being marketed as a way to uplift young women.
Everyone, all them cameras is watching one
That's
person.
what I'm saying.
So when
lack of
you
self-awareness.
when you try to do something, remember they're catching that shit. So
Every
you can
time.
you can sit there and do this to Boston. You can clip her. Camera not on her, unless Clark is in the. Everyone's looking for it. So the fact that you're doing it, they're gonna see it.
Exactly.
So even if you do that to everyone, it don't matter. They're looking to see if you do it to her.
Yeah.
Because it would be dumb for you to do it to her.
Right now.
Dumb.
We all recognize it as a classic intimidation tactic, my friend. The article goes on to say, as Barbie marks her 65th anniversary, the brand is encouraging fans from all teams to realize their potential, inviting them to join in a year-long celebration both on and off the court. The Barbie game night will include activities and promotions that highlight the iconic Barbie brand, featuring fan content, giveaways, and other fun events. You all know who they refer to as Barbie in the WNBA, right? That's Angel Reese, and she's been sporting that title since her time at LSU. This year, the league is honoring Barbie's 65th anniversary, which is pretty neat, but they decided to host a Barbie-themed night when Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are in town. Why? Because they want to shine a spotlight on their star player, Caitlin Clark.
The whole point of the voters is that you have to make tough decisions. And I do still think the decision is tougher than you seem to think. I still stand on the fact that I think that is Caitlin Clark because of all of the things that I've mentioned before, but because people don't really do their research, I'll remind them again, because it is harder to translate as a guard right away in the league. And also because of not just the historical stuff that she's doing, but because she is so integral to what the Fever do and the idea that she is at the moment leading her team to the postseason. How you contribute to your team and what your contributions mean in terms of team success is important. And so I think that it should be Caitlin Clark as Rookie of the Year, while I still enjoy the debate for people that feel like it should be Angel Reese.
Angel Reese's buzz has faded a bit, and the Chicago Sky realizes that Caitlin Clark is going to steal the show. They're not okay with that, so they're pulling out all the stops. The GM mentioned, we're going to deck the floor out in pink and blue, make the seats pink and blue, and hand out free Barbies. They're aiming to boost ticket sales and ensure Angel Reese remains the center of attention. I'm telling you, it's obvious. They're trying to divert attention from the fact that the Chicago Sky isn't living up to expectations. I've held back my thoughts, but I have to be honest. Angel Reese is an incredible player, no doubt about it, but her team is struggling. I'm sorry, but that's just how I see it. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are coming to Chicago to dominate. Remember what I said? They're about to get their butts kicked, and I'm telling you, they ain't doing anything but making this whole situation worse by making the court look like a Barbie dream house.
I saw somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. And then her just confidence, you can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. Crazy though, just because her shot is like that, it's at that level. If you really watch, like, her floor game is as impressive. So it's kind of the total package. And the friends are breaking that record, and the amount of attention that she has gained over the course of these last couple of years. Every building she goes into, there's a different energy. Like, it's great for her, great for women's basketball.
Are you kidding me? Y'all could have done this any other time, but no. You had to go and do it right before the big game. That's going to motivate Caitlin Clark to come out there and show y'all who's boss on your own turf. Mark my words, bro. August 30th, that's a date I'm going to remember forever. Heck, I might even go live for that game, dog. I ain't kidding around. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are about to give them a beating they'll never forget because of this nonsense the Chicago Sky is pulling, trying to sell tickets. They're trying to make sure Angel Reese's hype is still alive and well, but let me tell you, this game is going to be sold out not because of Barbie Night or Angel Reese. This game is going to be sold out because Caitlin Clark is coming to town, and y'all better believe it.
From Canada to
Saskatchewan, Canada.
That's a long walk.
We drove 23 hours.
Whoa, hold on a second. 2C, I'm gonna guess. Let me guess.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark has already surpassed every rookie in WNBA history in assists and is on pace to break the overall single-season record. She made waves by setting a new record with 19 assists in one game. However, her impressive assist numbers come with a downside. She also leads the league in turnovers, averaging 5.5 per game. On July 14th, she set a new record for single-season turnovers, hitting 138. Despite these turnovers, Clark's performance on the court is strong enough to keep her in the Rookie of the Year conversation. Skip Bayless highlighted this on his show, noting that while Clark has broken the turnover record with 12 games remaining, many of her turnovers are almost spectacular passes. He praised her for leading the league in assists and making incredible plays. As the Fever head into the final stretch of the season, Clark will aim to reduce her turnovers. Tonight, Clark and the Indiana Fever face off against the Minnesota Lynx, a highly anticipated game since Minnesota is among the league's top 3 teams, while Indiana is working to improve its standings. Early in the game, Clark made headlines with a dazzling crossover that left Lynx guard Courtney Williams on the floor. The Fever shared this highlight on X, formerly Twitter, where it quickly gained traction, amassing over 15,000 views, nearly 2,000 likes, and over 150 shares. Clark has shown significant growth throughout her rookie season, positioning herself as a contender for Rookie of the Year alongside Chicago Sky's Angel Reese.
Y'all see the woman's feed up. Y'all see her. Caitlin Clark is getting the crowd going. Y'all see Skylar Diggins speed up.
If she continues to deliver standout performances, she could secure that honor. Her impact extends beyond just the Fever, drawing attention to the WNBA. The 2024 All-Star Game, featuring both Clark and Reese, attracted 3.4 million viewers, marking a 305% increase from the previous year. The Fever currently sit third in the Eastern Conference and 7th overall, putting them in a good position to make the playoffs in Clark's rookie year. Before the game, Moore was asked about a supposed childhood meeting with Clark. The WNBA icon admitted she doesn't really remember meeting Clark, as she encountered many kids over the years. Still, she finds it cool that one of those kids turned out to be Clark, according to Fever writer Chloe Peterson. It's really cool to think about how one of those kids became Caitlin Clark, she said. Clark first met Moore when she was just 10 years old, and Moore signed her shirt during that encounter. Clark has often mentioned that Moore is one of her basketball heroes, and that she tries to emulate her style of play. This makes it a special moment for Clark to compete against Minnesota on the night they retire Moore's jersey. Although Moore is now retired, she's regarded as a WNBA legend. She played from 2011 to 2018 and quickly established herself as a superstar, finishing her career with averages of 18.4 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game, along with a solid shooting percentage of 45.3% from the field and 38.4% from three-point range. Her impressive stats helped her become one of the greatest players in WNBA history. Along with her stats, her list of achievements is equally remarkable. Moore won 4 WNBA championships, was named Rookie of the Year in 2011, made 6 All-Star teams, earned 2 Finals MVP awards, 2013, 2014, and was selected to the All-WNBA First Team 5 times. In a generous gesture, Clark donated 350 Nike backpacks filled with school supplies to children in the Des Moines area through her foundation, as reported by Keith Murphy of WHO 13 News. The kids were all smiles as they took selfies with Clark while receiving their donations.
They had over 1 million viewers across the country watching Ion collectively whenever the Indiana Fever tipped back off on that Friday. And this past Sunday, 2.2 million viewers. I think it's the 4th largest audience for the WNBA. The national primetime slot on CBS this past Sunday. More massive ratings for the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. And now we begin to see the transition into football season, where this weekend college football kicks off, and then we're 2 weeks away from the NFL season openers. Thursday night football will not play a factor, but Friday night will. That'll be the first head-to-head game. I believe it's September the 6th. And that is Green Bay against Philadelphia in Brazil on Peacock. Friday night, NFL football, week 1, and the Indiana Fever will also be on. You can bet that it will be a nationally televised game, and we'll be able to compare. We're going to be able to compare it 4 different times throughout the end of the regular season for the WNBA. Playoff time, that's where they got it wrong last year. They went head-to-head with the NFL on Sunday afternoon for the WNBA Finals. They've got to rethink the structure and the schedule.
The video of this event quickly went viral, gathering over 140,000 views, 4,000 likes, and 500 shares on X, formerly Twitter, within just 2 hours. Clark is not only a standout player, but also a role model, showing her dedication to giving back to her community.
Talking about sort of what has been an undercurrent this whole entire year and calling out people for their perceived hate on Caitlin Clark. And as someone that has already stepped into this space and was called numerous names on both sides of this argument, for people in the media, Caitlin Clark has become such a lightning rod that in many ways, I'm going to liken it to sort of Voldemort and Harry Potter.
Oh, not supposed to say his name.
Her donation brought joy to many, especially with school starting soon, making it a great way for Des Moines students to get ready for the new school year.